As you wake, the tadpoles squirm other than but it'll all be the tadpole.
Hi, it's 1975 and welcome to Nypsy Does Honor Mode Part 2. I woke up on the beach, looted the hell out of the beach, grabbed Shadowheart and headed up here to fight the Intellect Devourers. Now there's 3 Intellect Devourers. The easiest way to take them out is send your main character or anyone sneaky up here, because it's easy shooting down. And then Shadowheart moves up, and if you destroy the tank at the right time, you get both Intellect Devourers in it. And there we go. Nice and simple. Move her in to initiate when he's like moving. As soon as he starts moving from the back, if she moves into the zone, it initiates the initiative order. Now, unfortunately, I didn't shoot the first round as Nypsy. I didn't realise it hadn't put me in the initiative order. I'm still successfully hiding. So I should have popped out in that first round and hit it already. But it didn't make any difference. It was soon dead. Because 2 crossbows from high ground shooting down, it's easy pickings. As you can see, even Shadowheart with her not that great dexterity is still going to kill things when she's got advantage. So take advantage of the high ground. You know, always remember the high ground. The high ground is the way to go. And yeah, next up we have the Harper Cave. 2 tips for the Harper Cave: make sure the person who's got the best nature roll has guidance on them. In this case, that's Shadowheart. And always make sure you have a character that's got enough strength to move the rock, which again, Shadowheart does. I don't, because I've dump stabbed it. I've got strength 8, which is pathetic. Next up, we decided to stop in and get Gale. And yeah. And luckily for me, it's a nice easy roll with guidance. And I can smooth out and get him in. That's that. Then we pick up Lizelle. Always make sure you choose the option to get her to say please, or ask her to say please, because everyone likes that option, other than Lizelle. And you want to befriend and get close to as many of your party members as possible as soon as possible, especially if you're on a good playthrough, which this is going to be. Next up, we come to the Goblin fight. Now again, we take the high ground with 2 of our characters, and I actually send 2 now through the low ground. There is reasons for this. My priority is to try and kill the wizard before he uses his spell scroll, because he's got a grease spell and a ray of sickness spell, and they're expensive. So if you can, you know, get him before he uses them or cast them, that's really good, really worth doing. Unfortunately, I did some dumb stuff. I don't know why I thunderwaved one of the goblins off the top and I didn't thunderwave both of them. You can get both in one thunderwave, you just have to angle it. So that was just dumb of me. And yeah, I got unlucky with a lot of misses towards the end of this fight, which cost a life, but it wasn't one of mine. It was one of the NPCs. So all that does is lose the Zell out on a inspiration point in 25 XP, because she's the only one with a soldier background. But all in all, like, the high ground is very useful, especially when you've got Thunderwave to ping. Like I think it was there. I didn't realise I had Thunderwave, and then I moved into a position, and I was like, oh, I do have it. Damn, I should have moved between the 2 goblins so I could get both in that. But catapulting one off is still immensely satisfying. And I probably should have run down here and done a flourish on him, but instead I decided to, you know, do a bardic inspiration with my bonus action and get in position for the next round. But it is what it is. Like, I should have done better with my actions there. Action economy is the most important thing in D&D, making the most of your actions and getting the most out of your actions. It's always better to focus down and kill the enemies as quickly as possible. Deny them as many actions as you're getting on your side. When you're outnumbered, your enemy gets a lot of actions, you don't get a lot of actions, so it's about making the most out of the actions you do get. Now, I was lucky because the girl decided to target the wizard that I want dead, and that softens him up for me nicely. So, in theory, I should be able to kill him easily. Now, oddly, I do want that guy with the shield to die. Well, I do and I don't. It's not a bad thing if he dies, because I can get his hand crossbow off him, and that gives me 2 hand crossbows early. Hand crossbows are a bit of a premium, they're hard to get hold of, so, you know, it's just handy getting you on straight, you know, when you arrive in the Druid Grove. Now, Shadowheart kind of lets me down here, but, you know, Shadowheart always lets me down anyway, so I was debating what to do, and I thought, oh, I'm just going to really take this guy out with cause wounds because it does massive damage. She's got bardic inspiration, so there's no way she's going to miss, is there? But that's a bad miss. That's a bad one. That spell can do 30 odd hit points in one hit, and I'm wasting it on a goblin. You'd think it, but that's the way it goes. I decided to dash Lizelle up, Action Surge her, and then use her to take out this guy. But that again was the theory, because Pommel strike him and then hit him. She should be able to kill him in one go. Oh, yeah, and that's that. That's really useful. Now, because I don't want the guy on the high ground activating, I thought I'll move him in and he should be able to sort him out. And then I have a whale of a time trying to get him to see line of sight to him. The Xbox controls aren't as quick as the PC controls. My original plan was to put several goblins to sleep to turn the tide that way, and Shadowheart gets an automatic critical on him next turn. But unfortunately, because he's tucked around the corner a bit, it's telling me he's out of line of sight, and I'm like, so I was changing my plan and thinking, okay, I'll just do a firebolt down at one of these guys. I'll pick one that's I might be able to take out with a crit hit. And I did this so much about choosing my target that it's no surprise when I miss. And that was the theme of this fight, to be honest. There's a lot of misses. Unfortunately, one of the NPCs dies because you'll see I absolutely miss a ton of attacks. The bad guy positions himself just out of range of my characters up on the hill, which is annoying, but there's so much failure in this fight. Like here, 60% chance, crossbow bolt, downhill, goblin, miss. Flourish attack on him to knock him off balance. This then makes it easier for the next person to hit him. So yeah, they should really kill him, but that fails. I spend so much time messing around with that guy on the slope that I don't really get down here quick enough to help the NPC out, and she's getting absolutely pummeled by the bugbear, and the other NPCs just aren't really making headway. So an awful lot of misses, especially from Gale. Maybe I should have picked, I don't know, maybe I should have picked different spells, but it's annoying. I don't know why Will wastes that spell. He's like doing a spell that can affect multiple creatures when there's only one. He'd be better off just Eldritch blasting stuff. Whoever set up his priorities are wrong. See, 80% chance. This definitely kills anything and miss. So yeah, I was having one of those moments in the honor mode playthrough where the dice don't go your way, and there was an awful lot of misses towards the end of this fight. Even the normally reliable Lizelle rolled a critical miss at a crucial time, so it just didn't work out for me. I do eventually go with the putting stuff to sleep plan. It does work, just to make sure it does die next time I hear, and I even then managed to leave it alive on 1 hit point, even though I get a critical hit on it. Just not my day. Just unlucky again. 2 attacks. It was sleeping and it still managed to wake up. But it does mean he got a nice easy kill, and it takes an attack away from the goblins. That's the main thing. You want to kill things, take the attacks away, and make sure you have all the attacks and they don't have many. And it continued. We're still whittling them down pretty easily. So I was thinking this was going to be okay, but if I could kill that guy finally. And so Shadowheart comes into range to make the most of what she can do, which is probably not a lot. I did try and get Lizelle over to help the archer out because she's still alive at this point. Throw an axe, see what my percentage chance is, but it didn't want to know. So Lizelle goes in and lacerates the bugbear for big time. That's handy. Means the NPCs can get over and help their friend out. And Lizelle gives the goblin another target to think about. But the goblin's program must be to go for the weakest health, because he just fixates on the archer at this point. And there is now a series of so many misses on the guy, it's ridiculous. So she probably should have survived, but just one of those things. I'm slightly too far away. I should probably have climbed back up to the top of the hill because it's only just on the cusp of being in range. And unfortunately, disadvantage from being out of range is brutal on him. And as you can see, it's just miss after miss after miss. Even though she pushes him away and shoots him, he still ignores everyone else and goes straight for her. And that miss costs her a life. So, yeah, it wasn't my fault she died. It was that NPC who missed him. And Will's still dicking around being goody two-shoes, I see. And more misses and more misses. And yeah, this goblin just survived way longer than he should have done. And this fight just went on way longer than it should have done. But that is what it is. You know. Sometimes the controls are a little bit awkward to get on target, but there we go. Finally, Shadowheart hits with something. And Lizelle for an easy win, an easy kill. Go on, Lizelle, you can do it. 50% chance. Of course you miss. Critical miss. Miss on the 40%? Yeah, that's going to miss. And then I'm going to miss because I'm still out of range. I should have probably just gone for Vicious Mockery at this point. But he's not in danger of killing anyone else. The goblin has his kill now, so, you know, it is just a matter of time. I did try and move a bit closer, but didn't help. Like I said, I should have probably just gone for Vicious Mockery because that's a save and throw. And I think it's an intelligence save and throw, which goblins aren't particularly skilled in. And but on the bright side, he is attacking the person that I want dead, so that's not too bad. But Will's obviously being Mr. Caring and sharing of his healing potions. And yeah, the continuing attacks of this poor goblin continue, like so many attacks and yet so little result from them. Starting to think at this point this honor mode was cursed from the start, but we continue, we persevere, and Lizelle is at least reliable, and she gets way more reliable in a few levels, so that's good. Now, instead of going in the camp, I actually take a detour and go up to the top of the Harper Hill. This is to continue to loot the Harper stuff and also give me the guidance brooch, which is just handy to have at this level. It's more so handy in multiplayer games because you can have one person with Shadowheart's got access to guidance and then the other team, like of two, has access to guidance, which is really helpful. Plus the spiders, you can milk some XP out of them by getting the spider pouch and then sending someone in. Usually I send in Lizelle because she's got the best armor class to tank it. Get her to go in there and aggravate the spiders. Also the animation of Lizelle twitching and stabbing at spiders makes the most sense. She's an angry girl, and so yeah, as you can see there's a lot of spiders, but they're only 6 XP each, but you've already got the XP for avoiding them, you might as well then take the XP for fighting them. It's one of those things. Yeah, and roasting spiders with Will is quite fun, and yeah, and Shadowheart gets to use her Lizelle gets to use her cleave, which is great. I don't use some of the special sword attacks enough. There's some that are really, really powerful. The whole point of taking the sword is the additional attacks that it gives you. Sometimes the +1 sword has a mega attack that attacks a high volume of people, which is, you know, way more powerful than you expect. But you know, there's one die-hard spider on 1 hit point, but there we go. XP harvested, loot up there. This barrel just off to the right, that's full of good stuff. Then we're back in the grove. I actually want him to leave. There's a reason for that, and it's a bit mean, but I want him to chin Zevlor and leave, so I can loot his area in the base. If he stays, he goes to this area by a table and has a drink. If he leaves, you can loot that area, and there's a heavy crossbow and some stuff in the chest, which is quite useful. So yeah, and instead of going to Zevlor, I actually take a loop around here straight away, come up and surprise the Bugbear Assassin, get an easy soul coin ready for Karlach. I never use enough of the soul coins. I'm always like, I want to build them up, not use them up, if you know what I mean. So yeah, this poor guy gets surprised and bundled by everyone, and they say this is it for Gale. This is the only action he's going to get from here on in. He's going to be back at my base making potions for the rest of the game. He might come out for storyline moments later on, but he'll do very little from now on for me. The girls will be the way it goes, so as soon as I get Will, I'll swap out Gale for Will, just because Will has more spell slots left for the rest of this day. And as soon as I get Karlach, I'll switch him out, and we'll be Karlach, Shadowheart, Lizelle, and myself. And that's a pretty decent team. You've got two big damage dealers in Lizelle and Karlach, and me and Shadowheart doing support. And I will be slinging out spells and buffing and debuffing the opponents as we go. Huffing and puffing with this fight, as my team are not able to put out the most damage, and I get absolutely tonked there. But thanks to some dumb misses and stuff, it's kind of cringy, this battle. It's not, I've got to say that Shadowheart should never be using a fireball unless it's shooting something that blows up. She shouldn't hit she won't hit any decent armor classes with it. And Lizelle again lets me down, so I decided to go all out and have the 2 attacks to try and take it out, and there we go. So, rescue the tiefling. Now the lucky thing is, because I'm a bard, I get the easy conversation options a lot of the time. Absolutely really easy. I think the persuade check to persuade that we've been to the hells is a 5, and situational because you're telling the truth. And why wouldn't you do that? Unless you're on an evil playthrough. A lot of the time the truth is the way I go when I'm playing lawful or playing a good playthrough. I tend to just tell the truth to most of the NPCs, or at least a lot of the NPCs. And soul coins, collecting them for Karlach, which I'll probably then never use them. Then it's a matter of talking to all the animals and doing the little conversational bits to gain XP. Again, Bard's really great for this because you get situational checks which are only like 5 DC. And I just want to know how this squirrel got a hyena ear. We've had squirrels come through the rescue. They are savage, it is true, but I've never met a squirrel that could take on a hyena. But yeah, thanks to a bit of guidance and just milling around, you can easily get through some conversations here and pick up a lot of XP very quickly. The idea is to just spam as much as possible in and around the grove to get the XP. But there are parts that I don't want to advance the storyline just yet. There's parts I'm holding off of just because I am, and I actually get really ridiculous, a bit unlucky here with the strange ox, because I have played through it, so I know the story of the strange ox, and I managed to smuggle him into Baldur's Gate in my first ever playthrough. So I was a little bit like, oh, this is oh, okay. Maybe I'll just critically fail that. Oh well, on a mode. Cursed. But we get other chances to find out what's going on with him later on. And we meet Will, and yeah, I'm not a big fan. Convince this guy that his footwork needs work. Again, nice easy checks, and it's XP and inspiration points which can be used for rerolls, which is going to be vital considering I'm doing the job of opening a lot of chests and stuff. I was torn with this one because I'm thinking of romancing Lizelle this playthrough, so I was kind of like, I'll let her get away with a little bit before I shut her down. And it's awkward because at this point it's trying to get you to side with Shadowheart or Lizelle. The rat's quite good, but he's one for later. Generally I won't get what's in the box until the tieflings are ready to leave the grove, but it's always worth setting up for later. The prison bit, nice and easy. That's a very easy roll, and yeah, nice bit of fun role play there. And again, certain members of the party approve, some disapprove. Then some looting, and this is the area I was talking about. So heavy crossbow, mace, some daggers, some beer, and then this chest, which I critically fail on because this is being so far a cursed playthrough. But it's all good value stuff to sell, and heavy crossbow is actually better than what Lizelle's got at the moment, so it's not necessarily a bad thing. Now, one of the things I am going to do this playthrough is try and spam the giant shrimp potions as much as possible, build up a nice supply so I don't run out anytime soon. And the idea is to keep Auntie Ethel away from meeting her in the swamp for a little while, just a few days, so I get 3 a day from her. Then meet up with the kids. I can't remember if I got robbed or not. Let's have a look. So yeah, the kids and his lucky coin, and yeah, but I always try and buy something from him. The best character to be for this interaction is actually a thief, and yeah, thief lets you actually understand what that signal is all about, and also you get better dialogue options. But here I just want to buy something cheap from him to, like, just so I can support him in his trade, and it, you know, helps later on with a bit of conversation. So buy a couple of things and realise I've been robbed. No, I actually did catch her. I normally fail that because perception checks are not my strong point. Wisdom 1, +1 with wisdom 12. I only don't dump it because it's saving throws, and I hate suck or save spells. You need to have a good saving throws in this game, and being a gnome I get advantage on saving throws against spells, so having a positive and advantage is really, really helpful. Though I swear in this game advantage is pretty much disadvantage. Then we go down and we see Volo, and yeah, grab this item which is vital for Shadowheart at this point, and that's what I've been saving up my money for. Then visit my favourite dancing squirrels. Unfortunately I think I messed up the conversation here and didn't get them to do their jig, or did I? I can't remember, but they are proper funny. I do like those two squirrels. And yeah, there's a way actually to getting them to do a little dance, and you get XP if you do that. So I should have done that, but I didn't, and I'm an idiot. I've done it on other playthroughs. And then help her with her song, and go pick up my hat, which helps out. And yeah, like I say, it's about heading around the grove, harvesting as much of the XP as possible without actually committing to too much. I don't really want to like do too much. There's also the restoration necklace, which is very handy. Even though I'm not picking up Astarion in this playthrough, I'm point blankly ignoring him because he is a racist against gnomes, and I'm playing a gnome, so let's leave him. And this necklace is really useful because there's someone that needs it, because they take on a potion of Auntie Ethel's. Make the bear move, that's a nice easy bit of XP. And like I say, it's just about harvesting XP, as much XP as possible, even if it comes from stealing from a bird. And yeah, you know, do everything you could possibly do to just get your XP rolling and moving, because the faster you go the levels, the more chance you've got of hitting stuff, the easier the game becomes. My DM on a Wednesday would have an absolute shit fit if he saw how quickly you go up levels in this game. But I do like to talk to everyone when I do a playthrough of this game. My second playthrough was 221 hours. So if I'm bringing that to you in hours cut down to 30 minutes, it's going to be a long old series, this one. We'll have to see it as it moves forward. I'm cutting out all the looting and silly stuff, just bringing you the conversations and the fights, and you know, and even then just like snippets of. Here, if you identify all 4 of the signs, you do get a little bonus. Always make sure you speak to the parents before you come down here, because they'll give you some XP if you offer to try and get their daughter out of trouble. Which is what I missed out in this cut. I did cut out, but yeah, you get some XP from them. So do that before you come down here and save Arabella, and that just gets you more experience points all over for rescuing her. Yeah, again, Bard Persuasion is my easy bit. Go to this chest at the back of Korga's place, find the Korga stuff. That's going to be useful for later. And as you can see, I don't need Astarion because I can pick locks like a good one already. And yeah, that's the thing. Bard's pretty decent at most rogue skills, and you know, and has spells augmented on top, so it's not too bad being a bard. Nettie's a pain in the butt, but Nettie's Nettie. Have the conversation with Nettie, get the wyvern poison, and that's that. Oh yeah, and pick up a Big Mac for Gale. I mean, a magic item for Gale. Yeah, you have to pick up a magic item. I tend to store all the magic items I want him to eat on Will. That way they're easy to find later. Anyway, that's it.